Well, hello everybody. My name is TJ Hyde, and welcome back to the channel. This is gonna be another, newer video for us, but I wanted to talk about Overwatch 2. Who could have guessed? Woo! Yeah, because I've been spending a shit ton of time playing Overwatch 2 lately, and to be honest, I've been having a shit ton of fun with it. I've put almost 40 hours into this ranked season now. And it's a lot of fun. I've been digging it. Compared to Overwatch 1, which was a lot of shield shooting and a really fucked up meta, Overwatch 2 is a totally refreshing breath of air. But on that note, I also fucking hate it, and here's why. So basically, with Overwatch 2's release, they went to the free-to-play model, which, it was good and bad in its own right. I really miss Overwatch 1. They actually drilled the ability to gamble into my brain, and now I can't crave that addiction anymore. So that kind of sucks ass, but we get to grind a battle pass. I'm almost actually done with the battle pass. It was a lot of fun to grind. The challenges gave me something to do, something to work towards. It had a new refreshing feel to the game, so... But in general, Overwatch 2, it had a rough launch. People are complaining about SMS. I was complaining about SMS. It was pretty rocky, and yeah, I've come to hate it despite loving it. And I've got a couple of reasons why here that I've listed down in front of me, so I can actually talk comprehensively now. But let's get started with it. Really fast before we continue with the video, I wanted to display a disclaimer saying that this whole segment's gonna make me sound like a total shitbag. It's gonna make me sound like I hate the new players of Overwatch, that I hate COD players. I want you to know that most of this is kind of just a meme. I don't take any of this seriously, okay? Now back to my shitbaggery. Thank you. So, free-to-play, tons of new players, okay? We got a ton of new players from free-to-play. I mean, my ranked games are usually about half new players, half old Overwatch players, and you can tell because if you look at their career profile, they still have their old level display from Overwatch 1 if they played it, and then there's nothing there if they played Overwatch 2. So I can tell there's a good growing community, right? Which is awesome. Overwatch 2 being revitalized with the new community is insane, A lot of people watching it on Twitch charts, lots of new players in our lobbies. Cool. But it also fucking sucks, okay? And here's why. Because all of this community is people that are waiting for Modern Warfare 2. Dramatic reverb. It's all the COD players, okay? And this has become like a big meme on TikTok. I spend a lot of time on TikTok, guys. It's a big meme on TikTok of the people who used to play Call of Duty who are now coming to Overwatch, playing support because the queues are ridiculously low for support, and just doing fucking damage on Moira, man. It's so bad. And like, it would be kind of funny if it wasn't so goddamn true, okay? Almost every single game I have, at least one player on one of the teams plays Moira, does more DPS than the DPS does, less healing than every other healer in the game, and then complains about losing. It's not good, man. And I actually made a TikTok video about it, that, it took off a little bit, and I got in fights with people about this, man. I got in, fights with people about Moira being a shit pick, basically. It ruins the fun of games. I'm almost playing in diamond lobbies at this point with DPS, and these motherfuckers are still playing DPS Moira. It's terrible. But, obviously, that's a gameplay complaint. That's not really, Overwatch 2 being bad. It just... lots of new players playing DPS Moira, blaming it on the team. So now you have toxic DPS Moiras that don't know what they're doing, and it can ruin the ranked experience sometimes. That's more of a personal opinion. Now to get into the things that are a little bit less personal opinion, the shop prices are absolutely fucking insane. Okay, and if you think I'm being a little overcritical of this, I'm not. I used to complain about Valorant's shop prices. I almost did a podcast about how dog shit Valorant's shop prices were, but after a while it started seeming justified after Riot put out their statement saying, hey, we have to pay our people and this is how we do it with our free-to-play model. And on top of that, the skin's actually not being bad. You have an inspect with them, you get to see all these different interactions with them. I got over it pretty quick, okay? I don't think that's going to happen with Overwatch 2, and there's a couple of main reasons for that. So one, legendary skins that you used to be able to get completely randomly just by playing the game are now at a price tag anywhere between $19 and $22, basically. $1 equals 100 credits. They're going up for 1,900 or 2,200 depending on the package. $20 for a skin usually isn't bad. I've spent that in League of Legends, okay? I've spent that in Valorant, you know, way more than $20 in Valorant and $20 in League of Legends. The reason I don't think it's justified for Overwatch 2 is Overwatch 2, you're not playing and like actively seeing the skin. It's more of like a flex kind of thing, right? Like you get to go and flex on all the other players and be like, oh yeah, look at this, I got this new skin. But the like maybe it changes your gun up a little bit and it does nothing else for you, like personally as a player, which is ridiculous, right? I like Valorant because I can spend $20 on a skin and it does like cool swirlies, or like my Reaver Karambit, I can like spin around my finger like it's a goddamn ghost knife, you know? It's awesome. But in Overwatch, it's just like the skin exists, it looks cool. Can you personally see it? No, not really. And to be honest, the enemies probably aren't seeing it either because they're trying to shoot your head, not, you know, admire the beauty of the skin. So I think the $20 price point's a little bit ridiculous. And like, I get it, free-to-play model, they need to make money. They need to figure out something different to do about legendary skins to make that money. Because I can tell you right now, I bought one legendary skin. That was the new Cyberhog, Roadhog, because it's awesome. I love Roadhog. I didn't have a cool skin for him. Whatever. It will probably be the only skin that I buy because the battle pass skins are better than most of the skins that are in the shop right now. And the battle pass is $10. So, you know, that's something that kind of sucks balls. Shop prices are a little bit crazy. I hope that's something that they look at in the future and try to change. Honest to God. Moving on from the ridiculous shop though. Ranked leaderboards? Excuse me. Ranked leaderboards are scuffed as fuck. Okay, and I'll show some images on the screen here. Top 500 ranked leaderboards are absolutely broken. It is like Diamond 5s being placed above Masters 2s on top 500 when there's actual Grandmasters in the game playing right now that aren't on top 500 at all. What the fuck is this leaderboard? You know, like I've seen Diamond 2s at like number 100 in the world, and then like a Masters 1 at like number 400 in the world, and it's like, how the hell did that happen? That makes absolutely no sense. Ranked leaderboards definitely scuffed, which sucks because a lot of people hitting top 500 is a huge achievement. It takes away that achievement when you go and look and see that you're there because it's broken and not because you actually deserve to be there. Kind of ruins it a little bit. Minor complaint there. My biggest complaint of everything that I've talked about, though, that I'm now going to talk about, is the meta is very meh. Okay, with Overwatch 2 being released, the game went very rock paper scissors. They said they were going to try to get rid of counter picking. All they did was make it worse. Now it's, okay, I play this character, the enemy switches to counter me, now I switch to counter them, and they switch to counter me, and I switch to counter them, and they switch to counter me, and I switch to counter them, and it's terrible, right? It can kind of be ass can when it comes to the rock, paper, scissors aspect of the game. And even then, the rock, paper, scissors now being fucked up by the meta, which is fixed, but let me, like, get into it. Basically, the meta is very strong dive meta, which means you're often seeing Winston, D.Va, or Zarya as your tank, Genji, Tracer, or Sombra as your DPS, or the double snipers. Double snipers help with dive a little bit too. And oftentimes something like Zenyatta or Lucio as an off healer, and Moira Mercy as main healer. Though I'm sure Kiriko will go into that meta as people stop, you know, replacing their brain cells with chromosomes. It's very heavy dive meta. And with that, the dive is really hard to counter, with the biggest problem, in my personal opinion, from my play experience, being Zarya. And obviously, there's other things like Genji that are stronger than Zarya right now that need changes more, which just goes into proving a point even harder that the meta is really fucked up right now. But Zarya is the main problem that I've seen, where, like, you have to communicate her bubbles, right? So Zarya gets a shit ton of charge right now for free, and the only way to deal with it is to count to 1 bubble, 2 bubble, and then tell your teammates to go W key her until she fucking dies. You know, like that's how you counter Zarya. But now we're getting into the subject of new players, and new players are still getting new to the games, obviously, so they don't have the game sense to do that, and most of them don't even join team chat to do that, so you can't really do it, which makes Zarya like an unstoppable force of nature. Can't deal with her, you're never going to be able to deal with her, it is what it is, right? Originally, I was like, okay, that's fine, you know, I'm sure Zarya's going to get nerfed, meta will go back to normal. I was hoping that Kiriko was going to get nerfed when she was implemented into ranked, because I think she's broken as hell. I actually know she's broken as hell. It just takes people time to learn her. But then Blizzard pushed out very recently a notice saying, hey, we're going to hotfix a couple of things like Torbjorn and Bastion because they were a little bit broken, right?
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. What the many are there?
But we're not actually going to change the meta until Season 2. Initially, sounds fine, right? You're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. We get to play in this meta for the season. Next season, everything's gonna feel fresh. The next season is 60 fucking days out, people. Like, it's 60 days out. 60 days now. I'm gonna have to play against a 100 charge Zarya that can laser me and my backline down because there's people that aren't in team chat. Which it's not just new players, by the way. Let me emphasize, it's not just new players. It's stubborn players too, right? There's not people in team chat to communicate this. It makes playing the game really hard, and now I have to put up with that meta for 60 days, right? Kind of shit, because we're gonna have OP Genji, OP Zarya, OP Winston. We're gonna have this really defined meta for 60 days to play through, and I'm sure people are gonna get used to it after a while. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm sure people are gonna start figuring out how to counter it. We're still gonna find meta changes just based off of playtime, but nothing's actually going to be changed until 60 days from now. Bit of a problem there, in my personal opinion. Bit of a problem. But in general, that's I think all the complaints that I have. I know this video makes me sound like a hater, and I'm not a hater. I am going to put another couple 100 hours in this game, guys. Like, I love Overwatch. It drove me away from League of Legends. I honestly couldn't ask for anything better. Fuck Riot, bro. But like, in general, yeah, I'm gonna keep playing it. It's just a couple of minor things. I have nothing against new players. I do deep down in my heart, but I don't, trust me. I love the game, and I do hope the community keeps growing. I know this pins me to be a really toxic player, a toxic member of the community, and trust me, I really try not to be. This is more out of my heart to help improve the game. Obviously, still can't change new players other than like help them, and I've tried doing that to the best of my ability. I invite a lot of new players to like parties and stuff like that to try to get people like working with the game and the meta and stuff like that, you know. In general, I think this game's going to do very well in the long run. I just hope that some things are changed. And that's all we can hope for as a community, you know? If you want to see more on stuff like this, go watch Flats. Flats has some really good content. He's a crazy good tank player. He has really good content. I'll make sure to link his channel down in the bio. Otherwise, guys, I stream on twitch.tv/TJHyde whenever my Wi-Fi allows it. Highly recommend you come join. I talk about more stuff like this on stream, and you guys get to watch me get salty over some of the dumbest shit. Or Spooky Saturdays for the next 2 Saturdays of October, leading up to Halloween. Gonna be doing Outlast 1 and 2 for these next 2 Saturdays. Highly recommend you come join. Otherwise, everybody, my name is TJ Hyde. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you all. Bye-bye.